Mm-hmm. Me too. There's so much I gotta cram in.
Yeah.
Before the holidays, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Praise the Run. I'm your host, Ben, and this is my co-host, Patrick.
Me.
What's up?
We're here.
We're here. Yeah, dude. It's a couple days late than what it would have normally gone up, so there's that. But
Yeah.
I got a new job, so that's good.
Right. Yeah, we had a few things. You were getting a new job, my car stuff.
Oh yeah,
Finally got my car back, so.
Right. Yeah, I forgot last episode you didn't have your car.
Right. But
Damn.
that's all good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got it back from the shop. All nice and new. Actually, you guys might get a package under my name. Because they didn't put, like, they fixed all the issues, the mechanical issues. But there was, like a thin sheet of plastic, or some sort of thin sheet of coating that they couldn't get in time. And they were like, do you want to wait till it comes in? Or technically you can drive it now. And I was like, I don't care. And they're like, cool. So then I showed up to pick up my car. And they're like, we're still getting that part in. We can just send it to you if you want to put it on your car yourself. And I was like, yeah, or I can just sell it.
Yeah.
Can I flip this piece of vinyl or whatever it is? So
whatever.
Just be on the lookout,
Word. No
Because I can't even tell the difference. I don't even know exactly what is missing. It's so cosmetic, like it's not.
Yeah, they didn't tell you what it goes to.
They told me where it goes, but when I'm looking, I don't see anything. So maybe once I see the part, I'll be like, oh, maybe this is what it is. But I can't.
Well, it's just a vinyl wrap. It must.
Yeah, it must just be for the smallest, because it was only like there wasn't that many parts that had that was wrecked. So I can't imagine. I don't know.
Weird.
I don't know, but no big deal. I got the car back now. That's all I cared about.
Nice.
So now I can drive again and not worried about the rental car all the time.
Hell yeah. That's exciting. Yeah. It's probably going to be a shorter podcast. I don't have any news pulled up or anything. I mean, a couple of things happen. Bobby Kotick is leaving Activision as of today.
Oh, yeah.
That was on Twitter, I saw. Insomniac had a major leak this week.
Oh, really?
That was like 1.3 terabytes or something like that of files, just random files of passports and assets and assumingly source code as well, but none of that leaked. A roadmap for the next 10 years of development was on there, along with a bunch of games that they possibly are working on, including a Venom game. And that's really the extent of the news part of that. I mean, a lot of it is people's personal data got leaked as well,
Which is a pretty big deal, yeah.
It was a hack, like the Grand Theft Auto one that happened forever ago. This time they were asking for like $2 million in ransom. And yeah, that had been developing for the last few days, and then as of yesterday, that stuff finally started going all over the internet and stuff. Rocksteady had a leak as well. That wasn't a hack, but they had like gameplay stuff for their Suicide Squad game that's coming out in a few months.
Oh, wow.
That leaked. I think it's all story stuff and sound bites and stuff like that. But then yesterday they also did like a 20-minute video game dump, like themselves. So
it wasn't intentional?
No. I think the stuff like that is like, I think what leaked is spoilers.
Oh.
Yeah, like characters dying and stuff like that.
Oh, well, that stinks a little, yeah.
Yeah, but the game's called Kill the Justice League, so...
Yeah, right.
It's, I mean, yeah, it's weird. I know... Yeah, it's strange. There was no other leaks, but there was a bunch of, there was more layoffs, of course. There was an indie company, I forgot what their name was called, so that doesn't help, but they laid off a few people. Basically the word is around the industry is that basically new games aren't getting funded, even for studios that do have a pedigree of games being funded. There's just not really interest in publishers for like smaller games. They're not like super small games, but not big games either, but like the $5 million to $10 million games that we'd be normally seeing from indie studios are just not getting the funding they need. That's been kind of like the word around the industry, is people talking about that. And yeah, I mean, we kind of have seen that already with all the layoffs and stuff. Embracer laid off more people this week. Is like split 8 studios, and 3D Realms, I believe, are the 2 studios. The Time Splitter studio as well finally announced that they are closing their doors. They were under like their review period, because in the UK you can't just like fire people right away. You have to set them on a review period before you announce a studio closing or whatever. So that happened. There was something else that I was thinking of. I mean, that's really the big stuff. We don't have like a GTA this week, or the Game Awards to talk about this week.
The Game Awards definitely covered so much, yeah.
Right. We got so many new games and stuff like that. Did you end up watching any of it?
The Game Awards?
Yeah. Or the Day of the Devs stream?
No, I never ended up getting on there. I just played a bunch of games. I mean, truthfully, once Lego Fortnite came out, that was just like...
Yeah, you've been playing that?
I've been playing that so much.
Yeah, we can talk about games we've been playing.
Yeah, because it's just Minecraft, but better. So it's like... Yeah.
So that's interesting to me, because Lego had a Minecraft. And has had a Minecraft for a while called Lego Worlds. And
never heard of it.
Right. I mean, it was big when it came out, but I mean, I don't know if it just wasn't the right time kind of thing. It was kind of the same time that I remember they were doing like Lego Dimensions and stuff like that. The toy game where you'd build your Lego kit and put it on the portal and scan that in.
Oh, that's cool. No, I never saw that.
There's that.
That's pretty neat.
That was Lego Dimensions, and then you have all like the licensed characters and stuff. So you'd have like Scooby-Doo and all of that. But Lego Worlds was just different biomes and stuff like that. Like, you go to the pirate zone, there was like a Wonderland, and like...
Oh, for their, like, licensed things or whatever.
Well, the Lego Worlds wasn't licensed. They might have had, like, licensed DLC stuff, but the Lego Worlds was just the Lego stuff.
Word.
And Lego Dimensions was like a Toys to Life kind of thing, so that's why it had all the licensed stuff. Lego Fortnite seems like it's somewhere in the middle of all that.
It's like, I mean, I haven't played that version. I haven't played the Lego Worlds, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
I guess I have to look it up.
I mean, it's basically the same concept. You're just like chopping trees down and using the blocks to build things and stuff like that. But
yeah, I'm interested. I'd like to see what the difference is, like, because it sounds the same.
There's no survival mechanics. It's more of like an RPG thing. Like, you go on quests for certain bricks and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's an older game though, so I mean, I say older, it's like 2014.
I think maybe it was just the timing. This one takes everything that you already know about those create and survive games like Minecraft, and it just like makes, like, it just exemplifies that. It makes it bigger, like a bigger deal, like on top of it just being Lego, so the possibilities aren't stuck in these cube dimensions. There is a little bit more, and some of the bit, like all of the, my only thing, and maybe they'll fix it in the future, maybe they won't, but you can't place like brick by brick by brick. Like, you can't customize it 100% to your liking, but they give you like layouts of different things that you could, like platforms and the walls themselves are built individually.
Yeah.
But you can't like build a wall one piece at a time. You have to find the wall blueprint.
Weird.
Which is cool for quick building, but then it sucks like if someone blows up your house, if you got like a house blueprint, it'll build the whole house for you, like if you have all the pieces or whatever. But if someone blows it up, you can't go back and rebuild like part of it. You basically have to rebuild the whole thing over again. Or like use, maybe if they destroyed a wall, you could rebuild a wall, but it might not go with everything else because the kit is different.
Right.
So it takes like some of the building stuff I feel like could be a little more customizable, but at the same time it leans into the like, well, this is a surviving game, so like, you know, your resources are technically limited, so you're not supposed to be like picky or whatever.
It's like a Valheim almost. It's not Minecraft.
Yeah, right. It's more Valheim. Right. Yeah. Well, Valheim is like Minecraft walked, so all these other games could run. Type thing,
but Minecraft has the individuality that you're speaking of.
That's true.
Valheim is literally just.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. It is very much like that, where it's like, yeah, they give you the wall or the roof options, but you gotta upgrade into those things. But then it takes all the
Sorry, dog
paws. Yeah, so it takes like so it is more like Valheim, but then it takes like that like the ingenuity and the physics and stuff from like the Breath of the Wild games.
Okay.
And so now you can create literal like vehicles because you get little turbo packs and you get tires.
That's cool.
So you can make working cars. A big thing right now is people are making working monorail systems, which is like such a simple invention, but like crazy. Like that people are doing it. Elevators. People are making elevators with boosters and stuff. A lot of different type of like flying things. There's no joints that I know of, so you can't make like mechs.
Zelda didn't have joints either. What people would do is like put pots in between things.
Oh, right, because they're like round.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that they have anything like that that I've seen yet.
Well, you have wheels and stuff, but I guess you can't attach wheels like that.
Yeah, because it's not
Zelda.
like it's not like the Zelda glue
type
thing. It's more like you actually have to have connection.
Weird. Maybe they'll add like bionicle pieces later.
That would be crazy.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely other ways. But yeah, I mean, just there's still so much. Like, I feel like every time I see a new Lego Fortnite video, like it's only been out a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
And people like every time I see a new video, it's a new invention, a new thing to discover.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it was the day of the Game Awards it came out, and Rocket League was the day after the Rocket Racing one. God, yeah, I've been meaning to touch it. I know it didn't get great reviews starting out, but I think like it's just one of those things where they're gonna have to build all these side games out.
Right, the side games are getting crazy too. I haven't even started playing them, but I've just like scanned the menu.
Right.
And it's just like it literally is its already its own game hub. I mean, there's already so many games.
Yeah, I wonder what's the next thing they're gonna add game wise, but there's a lot of promising things with what they have. Like I forgot what the company was, but they did third-party peripherals for a while back in the day. They announced that they're trying to work with Harmonix to create new instruments and stuff for the new, what's it, Fortnite Festival? I think that's what it's called.
That's like the only one I didn't visit.
Yeah, it's just
because I don't have an instrument and I wasn't interested in like just sitting there like watching it.
Yeah,
you know. But I did play the other ones, like the racing one.
I don't know how.
Which was okay.
Yeah.
That was probably the least exciting of them.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I saw that. I think it was like Rocket Racing got a 6, and then Fortnite Festival was at like a 4 out of 10. Fortnite Festival from what I gather, is very basic.
Yeah,
you
that's
have,
what it looked like.
Yeah, so you have your normal, like, stream of notes that comes down, and none of them are colored. They're just solid blue colors.
Mm-hmm.
And you're playing with your controller now. So each note, you have your two left notes are the two D-pad left and right, and your right notes, the two notes are square and circle.
Oh, weird.
Which is, it's weird for rhythm games. It makes sense when you start doing it because you have like inside notes and outside notes.
Oh,
and
right.
Like,
so it's like in a row or whatever. Yeah.
Right. And you can create chords that way. But it not having a lot of music and it not having a full instrument support.
And you can't press like left and right down at the same time.
No, you can.
Can you?
Yeah.
I thought it was always like
you
one
can.
or the other.
No.
Oh.
No, you can. I mean, like fighting games will sometimes do that. Or Tony Hawk will have like right up or left down, stuff like that.
That's true, like at an angle or whatever, yeah. But, yeah, no, it seemed basic, like even in the menu, like they're introducing it and stuff, and I was like, oh no, this doesn't look, it's not like Clone Hero quality.
Right. From what I gathered, it's also like, there's tracks on rotation constantly every day, like Guitar Hero Live, that are free. And then there's individual tracks that you can buy. I don't remember what the V-Bucks number is, but it converted to real world money is about $4.50 per song.
That's crazy.
Which is very expensive. Like, I get it. They're doing a lot amount of work for each specific song right now. But, like, it's not a valuable long term where, like, yeah, right now they have like The Weeknd and Eminem, and they're using their likeness and stuff like that. Like,
it seems more like a promotional outlet than a game at the moment. Right.
A game hub.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you're a lover of music or you're a fan of those artists or whatever, you know, go for it. That's great. But like, on a day-to-day gaming basis, like how many times do you want to play that same game?
Well, I mean, with Rock Band, that's their whole MO, but songs for Rock Band cost $1.20.
Right. So, but that's more encouraging. It's like I could buy 5 games for the price of one.
Like $2, but yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's. But Fortnite
$20.
is free still. Though.
That's true. That's true.
Like, the periphery thing, I wonder how much the instruments will end up costing if a third party starts making them, because a lot of third parties even back then were very expensive. But modern instruments for like Rock Band 4 and Guitar Hero Live are sitting at like $90 to $100 used anyways.
Right.
But that's how much a brand new Guitar Hero controller costed back then. I mean, if it was cheaper, it was like $80. It wasn't. There were still pretty expensive controllers back then.
Yeah.
A drum set is a lot more expensive now than what it was back then. A drum set for a PS4 or a 360 is like $500 now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's not including like one of the special ones with like cymbals on top or anything like that.
Right.
The extra notes.
Yeah, if they were smart, they'd make these instruments like multi-purpose. Like the drums eventually were. Yeah. You could use those outside of the game.
Right. Yeah, they would still be like that. I mean, like they've always worked together.
No, but I mean like extend that like to all the instruments, like make them an offline aspect.
What do you mean?
Like you can like play I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's like more than just in the game. Like you can play outside of the game. Like you can hook it up and
Oh, I mean, they have
like a MIDI system.
Oh, that would be something different. I mean, like Guitar Hero and all of those things had like track builders inside the game and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like I think Rock Band 1 would have been the first one that I remember doing that. But maybe Guitar Hero 3 did as well. But yeah, I remember Rock Band 1 you could like record your own music and stuff like that.
Oh, so yeah, I don't remember any of that. I never actually owned any of those. I just
really?
played them from other people.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Okay, well then they're ahead of it.
But Fortnite Festival doesn't have it. So I do want. I mean, the instrument support needs to be there right now. But yeah, I wonder what they will do. I mean, it's harmonics, so I'd imagine they love peripheries. They like peripherals a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's they drop mix, DJ Hero, Guitar Hero, like, or not Guitar, Rock Band. Fucking yeah. I wonder. Yeah. Rocket Racing though, you said you played that?
That one wasn't. I mean, that one, like, I was expecting a little bit more. I only played a couple races, but I was expecting more of the use of the boost, put more use in the actual, like, because the whole thing of Rocket League is like, you start off just learning the basics, touching the ball, controlling the ball, but then eventually when you get to the higher levels, it's about like keeping the ball in the air. Like,
right.
It's aerial. It's a big aerial game. Whereas like I felt like the racing was just, I'm still in my car. You know, the boosts were limited. They're limited in the game too, but I didn't feel like that was like, I just felt like it was just another racing game. They didn't add anything. They didn't make it feel like a Rocket League racing game.
But is it like a Mario Kart?
No, there was nothing like that. There were no power-ups or anything that I saw. Like,
weird.
It was very just like, I'm racing some other people, but I'm in my Rocket League car.
Oh.
And it's not even directly the one that you have. Like, you have to earn and win the skins and prizes. You can't, it doesn't take it from your Rocket League game.
Weird.
Well, I mean, because that's not how that works, I guess. But like,
yeah, those licenses are different. But like, that's how they did it with like Fortnite characters to Lego Fortnite.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. That's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah,
but
they didn't do all of them.
There's it's very much like you have to earn the skins and stuff, and
yeah,
it's like, I know some of the things that I have on my car are not going to pop up because they're just like rare things and stuff.
Yeah, like the Mario hat's not going to come over.
Yeah, exactly, like stuff like that. I mean, but it just, it was very just a racing game. Nothing about it. Like, I don't even think. I mean, I guess they were just cool with Rocket League, and they were like, sure, you can have
own it.
Oh, well, then that's probably why. They were just like, we'll make it Rocket League racing, but really, they could have just made it Fortnite racing.
Yeah, Epic owns all these studios now. They own Harmonix as well now.
Yeah, so maybe that's just something else they're also going to improve upon, along with the music. They have more ideas for the racing.
Right.
And
just
that's
seems
why.
Like, why not come with all the ideas out of the gate?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, because even like some of the training packs and stuff in Rocket League, like where you have to fly, like literally the whole map is flying through rings and stuff. Like that's what I was expecting in Rocket League Racing. I was like, oh, this is going to be like almost like an aerial trainer almost. Like, when you're done playing Rocket League Racing, you're gonna play regular Rocket League and be like, this is nothing. You know? That's how I kind of imagined it.
Be able to control cars better and stuff.
Yeah, but it just seemed like, just racing, which is fun. I like a good racing game, but I mean,
bummer.
I'd rather just play Rocket League if you're gonna title it that, I guess.
I wonder where these games will be this time next year.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be more.
I mean, Fortnite.
The Lego Fortnite thing seems so cool.
Quick to progress. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I literally can't even imagine after this last update what they have planned now, because it just all of a sudden was like.
There's like that NBA thing coming, right? They have like an NBA World thing as well that's not unlocked yet.
Oh, I'm not
so
sure.
I think there might
That'd be crazy.
I could see a Fortnite sports game.
Like a sports game? Oh, absolutely,
like,
yeah.
Madden or a 2K
Yep.
or, I mean, even a Fortnite soccer, like a Fortnite FIFA would be
I was gonna say, I could
huge.
definitely see, yeah.
I doubt they
definitely
would
see
sign
that.
a FIFA contract, but a Fortnite football they would definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder. Lego Fortnite seems really cool. That seems like the one that's going to be the most stuck around. It is a bummer that you can't bring in every single skin.
Yeah.
I know when we were first talking about it, we're like, oh, they're saying they're gonna bring everything over. That wasn't the case because there's no Lego versions of any rated M or rated R movies.
Right. Yeah.
And there is rated M characters and rated R movies in Fortnite. But they kind of like roughly made their versions of each of the characters that aren't exact, but yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm the Harmonix Fortnite Festival thing is like the thing I want to see where that is the most, because like that needs probably the most support out of all of them.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that
keep
is
going.
the biggest potential. They just gotta they gotta put a lot behind it.
Right, and it needs a lot just to keep it going with all the music stuff and everything. Rock Band 4 is still putting out new music every week.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been... That game's over a decade old now, almost, if it's not already. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, hearing the Rocket League racing though, like, was the only thing I never saw gameplay for it the whole time that they were showing these games off. It was like the one thing they were keeping like so close to the chest.
Yeah.
And even now, like, I feel like I've heard no one talk about it.
Yeah, I just think because it was just so just a racing game. It wasn't even if it didn't have Rocket League. If it didn't have the title Rocket League, you probably wouldn't have even known that they had a racing game.
Right.
Like, that's just how, kind of low-key it was. Like, even, remember, a few months ago when they made that Rocket League, but it was golf?
Oh,
and they were racing with the golf on that.
And they have, the 2D mobile one, too.
And that is, 20 times more exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you actually have, a goal, but it's, you can still... And not even, a goal, a goal, other than winning the race. It's, something else to do with these cars.
Right.
To, and even the controls were a little different than Rocket League, but it was still, the same kind of, you gotta control this car to get to the...
Yeah.
Control the ball.
I'm surprised there's not a BattleBots version of Rocket League yet, because Rocket League is still very sports oriented.
Yeah.
No matter what direction they go, having there's not any violence in these.
They have they have an arena. Every once in a while they put out there's it's just an arena with no limited floor, and there's some spikes, and you kind of have to fly around and bounce people off or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for that, except
but that's usually limited. Every once in a while they just drop that
I want to put blades on the side of my car
cool.
and then boost into somebody
that's
from
what
the
I would
side.
want. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because lately I've been playing Armored Core.
Okay.
I started playing Armored Core 6, and I am deeply in love with it. Of course I would be. Because the feeling of boosting around in that game is insane.
Yeah.
The amount of coverage you feel, the scale of that game is crazy. Your mech is 3-4 stories tall, and
wow,
everything is bigger than you. Everything. The majority of things. There's smaller enemies that are like flies, and then you realize they're helicopters when you get next to them.
That's so cool.
Yeah, Armored Core has been so much fun. I've put maybe 15 hours or so into it. I'm at the end of chapter 3. I don't know how many chapters there are, but I know it's 30-ish hours to beat or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just been everything I've been hoping Armored Core would have been, you know? I know I'm super late in talking about it because I didn't play it when it came out.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. Yeah, the first night I got all the way up to Balteus, which is the first big gut punch of the game, where it's like, this is the get good moment. If you're not gonna get good, this is where everybody's gonna drop off.
Yeah.
And Sekiro had that with Genichiro, Bloodborne, you could argue that was Gascoigne, and Elden Ring has that with Margit at the beginning, right before the castle as well. Yeah, it's a crazy game and how it feels. It's probably one of the best feeling games I've played in a long time.
Wow.
I get so stuck in the movement, though, that I don't realize what I'm doing. That's one thing that you're moving. I play lightweight builds pretty much the whole time. I've done a couple of tank runs in the game, but the lightweight builds, you're moving so fast that it's really hard to like cancel all that speed.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just end up shooting off in like a weird direction that you didn't mean to, because you're still trying to stop yourself.
The momentum and everything.
Yeah. But I love the way you go in there. It's not like Souls where like you have your build, and if you're going to respec, it's like a whole ordeal. With this, it's like every single run, every single death and stuff, I'm constantly respecking everything.
Oh, nice. That is nice, yeah.
Yeah, switching arms, switching legs, going from a two leg to 4 legs to tank treads.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I'm rocking pulse weapons. I have like a pulse machine gun and a pulse blade. But when I tank it up, I bring out 2 Gatling guns. Nice. And I have giant rocket launchers on my back.
It's cool. You can kind of like fine tune to your
super like
play and stuff.
Yeah, like everything from like energy consumption to weight loads, how you manage all that. To even there's that kind of specking, and then there's what they call OS types, which just like normal operating system things like your weapon damage and different stuff like that are in there, but also like different kinds of shields, like a pulse shield or a kinetic shield or an energy shield. And then like basic moves like manually aiming rather than auto aiming, or manually aiming your auto lock versus like just clicking on the stick and then auto locking to one. You can like you can manually auto lock on like multiple enemies at once.
Oh, okay.
And then there's that, or like your quick turn. You don't have to have a quick turn because it doesn't make sense if you're a tank to have a quick turn. Mm-hmm. But if you're a lightweight build, you can put on a quick turn, and that helps immensely. But also you have to think about of like, okay, well now I'm adding button combos that I don't normally have and everything. So like, I think quick turn is B dash to the left or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to dodge left and you're not trying to quick turn, it could be a real problem.
Yeah, just one slip up and you're like doing something different. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be conscious of those kinds of things when you do put those on. So right now I don't really have any of those kinds of upgrades on. Mostly I just like damage negation, and then you have blood vials or flasks or whatever in this game as well. So I have it so those heal more as well. Yeah, I don't even know where to like come up with concise words about why I like this game, other than it just feels great to play.
Yeah.
I'm not far enough, of course, to have a complete overview of the story, that's unfortunate. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I gotta clean these up real quick.
Okay.
I just dropped all these everywhere.
Oh no. Cards down.
Yeah. They're underneath the couch and stuff.
Alright, card cleanup pause.
Yeah. Okay, that's all clean.
And we're back.
Shut up. It's your fault.
Yeah.
Dog. Shit. Yeah, I was playing Armored Core. I played about 30 minutes of Blasphemous. The night that I started playing Armored Core, I got really mad at Balteus, so I stopped for a second. I was like, I'm gonna start Blasphemous. I'm gonna plow through this game so I can get on to Blasphemous 2. And then I got to like the second boss of Blasphemous. I was like, I want to play more Armored Core. So
that's cool.
Yeah. That was really, Armored Core has been the only thing that I've been playing. With getting the new job and everything last few days that I would have had off. I've been working, so
yeah.
I haven't recorded anything either this week, so I have no news on what I'm playing for the channel either. Elden Ring episodes are going up right now. I have like 3 or 4 more episodes that I've had recorded to go out of 85 episodes or something like that. And then Elden Ring will go on a hiatus for a bit. There was a leak for Elden Ring this week as well.
Oh, really?
The leak said that it's gonna be coming out in February for the DLC.
Oh.
So I mean, it would be ideal to start playing again then.
I was gonna say maybe I should start it back up.
Yeah, I need to clean my PlayStation in order to play it because it's overheating every time I try to boot up the game. So maybe just my Elden Ring playthrough is botched, but I tried creating a new character and it did the same thing. So it just spins up the fans really fast and then it blue screens and it says that the PlayStation's having an overheating issue and then it shuts off the whole thing.
That sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I always get it on Xbox as well and just play it there. But, I mean, Elden Ring is also a PS5, Xbox Series X game. I don't think they'll only put out the DLC for those consoles, but that's a possibility.
That's just possible, yeah.
Really
that's what push you to get the new thing.
Yeah, that's what Final Fantasy did with Final Fantasy VII Remake, where the DLC was PS5 only. Even though the game came out on PS4, they were like, oh, you could buy the $10 upgrade and the DLC, and then it's only on PS5. It's like, no, motherfucker. I'm gonna play on PS4 because that's what I got. Well, and that's always a possibility now because, I mean, they're just not making PS4 games and Xbox One games anymore. I'm surprised Armored Core came out on those. Yeah. Not anything else. Like I said, it was going to be a short podcast this week, but next week should be the last podcast on this channel. And then the week after that will be the first podcast of the year, and we should have the channel for the podcast to live now.
Yeah.
And Praise the Run will be its own separate channel, and we'll be putting out clips and stuff. I mean, it's just easier for us to all have one channel that we could both go into rather than having our personal channels, and Patrick can't go into my personal channel I mean, he could. It's not, I trust him, but like, that's just a pain in the ass for like 2-step verification and stuff like that.
Yeah. It
gives us the chance to like, I don't have time to clip everything, but like Patrick can clip things and then I can edit things at home and then stuff like that. You know, that is just a little bit easier. But it's also going to give us a way to have the show on its own away from my branding and stuff like that, because I mean it matches, it's on brand, but it's like I feel like my channel's definitely a weight on the podcast that doesn't need to be there. I think the podcast can definitely speak for itself. My channel does not need to be involved like that, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
and it'll be easier to find stuff too. You know, you go to the channel with just the podcast, you can scroll down and find just the podcast stuff. You don't have to go through, you know, all the other videos.
Ideally as well, I mean, we're gonna start doing more Let's Plays and stuff between the two of us, so that's probably where those will live as well if we do another co-series. Patrick and I played through Doki Doki a while ago on my channel. If you haven't seen that, that was a really fun playthrough. We loved doing that.
That was really fun, yeah.
Yeah, we'd like to do that again. There's plenty of other horror visual novels that we could do voices of. And there's plenty of horror games that we both enjoy. Yeah, and kind of, it fits the vibe, you know? Yeah, and it doesn't have to just be horror, too. It's just we both like scary things. So.
Yeah, that's I feel like the most fun to play, because, I mean, like with an action game or something, it's just a lot of, like, one person really focused, and then the other, you know.
Right, yeah. Especially, like, a visual novel, too, where we can, like, do the voices and everything like that, versus, like, even if it was, like, Fatal Frame or, like, Resident Evil and stuff, like, it's a horror game, but, like, you just have one person not doing something, and then...
Yeah, exactly, just watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
There's a couple of visual novels that I think we'd have a lot of fun playing through. But yeah, the next week's podcast is something to look forward to on the channel, and yeah, it'll be the last one on this channel. And we'll have a brand new channel then to direct you to and for you to go subscribe to. Are
you gonna move all the existing videos over?
No. It'll take. I mean, I can make a playlist on the channel of just those videos. Like, I already have a playlist on my channel that I could just throw onto that channel already with those videos. Word. But re-downloading them, I could eventually do that.
So we'll just be Praise the Run 2.0.
Yeah, no, it'll still be the same show. It'll just be a better home.
Yeah, but it'll just be an upgrade. So 2.0 is just like...
Yeah. It's like we moving from an apartment to a house. Yeah, we've been renting an apartment for a while, and now we own our own house.
How nice.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be
work.
Nice.
It'll be cool.
I'm excited. Patrick is creating a logo. I have not seen the logo yet, so we'll be having that as well. So there will be a new look in 2.0, I guess.
Yeah, we got works. We got things in the works.
Yeah, I know we've talked about ways to donate to us and stuff like that. There will be a couple of things set up around that time as well. Not everything will be set up yet. We want to build it one step at a time. We don't want to rush everything all into it at once, especially because we're small creators, so we don't have like thousands of followers or anything, so there's no need to like rush everything so a business is supported, and we can kind of like take each step one at a time and figure it out. But ways to support us so we can upgrade things, and we've talked about new microphones and a switcher and stuff like that, but also like ways for us to do this remotely as well. Like Patrick does drive an hour to do this every time that we do this. I mean, usually he's coming from work, so it's not the worst, but he still has an hour drive home after he gets out of work, and then he comes straight from work to here to do that. It's just a lot. So doing that from home one point and doing it remotely will be the goal. So there's just easier.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier if I could just roll out of bed in my pajamas and jump on the old webcam.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that way, if that's the case, I mean, we can start doing more than one podcast that's not just focused on video games. We can have more podcasts and stuff like that. There'll be more opportunities to do things like that if we don't have to be in the same room for it.
Yeah, and with the whole timing, I mean, like, yeah, and we could pound out so much more time.
Yeah.
Per podcast or just chatting, because, you know, we'll already be in our own homes. We can do other things.
Right. I mean,
simultaneously.
The ideal thing for Praise the Run as well is to, like, have it, us two doing it, but, like, you know, I mean, what if IGN's the goal, you know? What if GameSpot's the goal? Or Kind of Funny, or Easy Allies, or any of those.
I mean, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's like, to be able to have a remote way to have guests and stuff come on.
Right.
Like, that's something that interests me. I love talking to Patrick, but I mean, to have Patrick talk to a comedian on a podcast, or like have me get like a games lawyer or something on the podcast to talk about Activision Blizzard deals.
Yeah, and that's so much easier than having them fly out or whatever.
Right.
Just doing them over the thing.
Right. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It would be it's the goal for sure. It's definitely, it'll be cool. I'm excited. I'm excited for new things. I'm excited to keep building. This channel will still exist, of course, and Patrick's channel still exists. Ideally, as well, if we have the remote capacity, you know, Patrick could be able to upload more on his own channel and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, I started working on a new setup last week, but I'm gonna see if Kyle will let me. If I could have his old headset that I was using before.
Oh, yeah.
Because I realized that was a key component in my setup when I had it here.
Isn't that your headset down there?
I don't know.
I mean, that doesn't have a microphone on it, though.
Yeah, so that was the point. I took the microphone out.
Yeah.
And you can plug in so I can plug in my blue mic to my headset.
Oh, okay.
So then I can listen, but I can still use the blue mic.
Right. You want your headset back then?
I think it's Kyle's. I was just using it.
Oh, maybe.
But that's what I mean.
It's been down there. I'd take it.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
But that was like a big thing. That's what I need.
He gave me another pair of headphones too. I have Bluetooth headphones behind me in the box as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And since the Bluetooth doesn't work with the camera.
Oh, yeah.
It might work with the camera. I just don't have any of that set up.
Yeah.
It does have like a remote as well that I never use. Like I could like autofocus and stuff for the
camera.
remote.
Yeah. Interesting. Too bad it doesn't have like an auto pivot feature. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be nice. I need like a gimbal or something like that for it. A jib. At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing at a time.
For sure. I think that's the podcast for this week. The next week is Christmas.
Oh, there's a weird sun glare too. This is actually perfect timing before I become blind now, apparently.
Next week is Christmas. So next week will be a little weird with scheduling as well. But ideally we will have a podcast by next weekend. If not the following like Monday or whatever. Yeah, we're gonna have to. We'll have new schedules and everything because of my new job. I should have Sunday, Mondays off now.
Yeah, and my goal is to get Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off between this and then that Who's Line thing that I'm doing on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
that'll be like the perfect days to have off
for sure. And then have a Monday to yourself.
And apparently I can totally do it. I've already talked to him. I just gotta like sit down and actually work it out. But I'm waiting for the New Year's to happen so I can work those days to get the extra holiday pay.
Yeah.
So after the holiday pay is done, I'll be like, all right, let's switch my days off now.
For sure. That's another thing is I'm trying to, in the middle of all this work, as much as I can, to get caught up on bills and stuff like that. Because not having a full-time job for a few weeks. And then the holidays, like, I haven't done any Christmas shopping yet. I don't think I will at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, I really only have one person I have to buy for.
Yeah.
And I haven't even done that, so...
I need to buy my brother and my parents something. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'm probably making people gifts again.
Yeah.
But that's, people love that.
Yeah,
Homemade gifts.
Nice.
Who doesn't love a homemade
gift? The Pikachu's behind me. I can't see it, but it's fine.
It's there somewhere.
Behind me.
Yeah, I'll do that again.
Fuck. It's gone forever.
That's with
now.
the rest of the Pokemon. Just hidden under the couch.
Gone forever. I didn't fall for it, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. Next week's Christmas.
Yeah, so this will come out before or after Christmas?
This will come out before. I'm going to edit this and get this out tonight, ideally.
Okay.
That would be ideal, if not tomorrow morning.
Nice.
So this will be out before, and the next week will be ideally also Saturday, Sunday time frame. I mean, if we record it Sunday, then it would be Monday.
Still before the New Year's.
Yeah, I don't know what the math is on that. I know we said January 1st, but the math might not end up that way, or our last podcast might be past the 1st on this channel.
It might be in like the first week of January or whatever, but
yeah,
January itself will be the reboot.
For sure.
Or whatever. Or not the reboot, but the upgrade, I guess.
For sure.
Rebooting.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math in my head of like when days will follow, but it might not work out just of scheduling, because we might be cutting it to the wire on that.
Yeah.
But the channel will be up. That will be the goal. Is that if you're hearing it now and you want to subscribe and stuff around that time frame, the channel should be up even when that last podcast is going up as well. A new channel should be already there. The logo might not be there yet or anything. Like, I might still be building all of the back end stuff. But there'll be a home somewhere.
Yeah, there'll be some infrastructure and a roof.
And I'm so fried. I woke up from a nap and then I didn't sleep for long. I slept for like maybe 30 minutes or so.
Oh,
but
wow.
then I put everything up, and then you came in. I was like, let's go, podcast.
I know you said you were going to do a power nap. I was like, oh, yeah, you'll sleep for like 3 hours or something. And it's like, no, I guess not.
Well, it was like 9:40 when I said that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it was really only a couple hours.
Yeah, I might have been like an hour's worth of sleep or whatever, but I woke up, and then, yeah, I had to let the dogs out. And then I was like, fuck, I'll just get ready. Get the show going. Ideally, yeah, the memory card is still good on memory too. That was another thing where the memory card is low.
Oh.
But I think we're still good.
Word.
I don't know how much time we've been speaking. It's like one of those things when we start doing this, it's like, oh, that was like an hour, and then it's like 3 hours have passed. I'm like, oh, that was good.
Yeah, just fly by. Yeah. Once we get in the groove.
Right. It's always like the first 5 minutes where it's like, okay, setting up feels like it takes the longest. I think I hate setting up.
Yeah.
Having back in the day where my camera was just up all the time and I had the YouTube space like in its own section, that was nice.
Yeah, you just sit in the chair and press a button and you're solid. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I don't have to think about it, and it makes it so I want to record more because it's less of an inconvenience to do that.
That's my thing too, because my brain, I'll like you gotta set up, so in my brain it's like, man, by the time I set up, the day's gonna be over. Like, there's not even a point, you know. Right. Even though it only takes really like maybe 10 minutes or whatever, but then you're done. You're like, it's already noon. Like, what's the point now?
Yeah.
And even then, you still have like 9 hours, and you're like,
yeah.
I'm so bad about that. With everything, not even just video stuff, like art, like painting. I'm like painting some stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I'll get home today. The plan is to put down some stuff, put down a little bit of paint so it can dry, so I can finish this painting.
Yeah.
But like, part of that process, getting all the stuff out
and the paint out and stuff.
All that, and I'm really big about not keeping things out. Like the art stuff, I like to be tucked back away when I'm not using it, because it can cause such a mess if something happens, you know.
Right.
So you got to pull it all out, and then by the time you're done doing that, it's like, man, it's been maybe only 15 minutes, but it feels like half the day's gone.
Right. That 15 minutes is so laborious.
And then I'm just thinking about the even longer process of cleaning it all up. Like, oh man, I'm gonna have to clean all this paint.
Yeah.
The brushes.
Well, it's like I'd rather edit for 3 hours than set up the camera for 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. Editing,
like,
editing's
honestly.
a little more artsy than just setting up is just so like, this again.
Yeah.
I feel it.
One day he'll be back, so the camera's just in place.
Why don't you just turn the other room into the room? We've
talked about it. I don't know.
It's already got a carpet, so you're halfway soundproof.
Right. Yeah, we've talked about it. He wants to take that wall out and then extend the room.
Oh, make like a long room?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't know when that will happen, or if that will ever happen. So I don't know.
That'd be weird, because that's where his closet is.
No, you want to extend it that way.
Oh.
Where my closet is in the hallway.
Okay.
So like where the banister is and stuff, the room would just
so
go
literally
all the
just
way.
splitting the top part in half, basically.
Right.
Well, 2 rooms and then 1 big room.
Right.
Oh, nice.
And then do that one first, and then do these 2, and then take that wall out in between our 2 rooms. And that's what you said you wanted to do. Who knows if that ever comes? But that does sound nice.
It does sound nice. Yeah, it sounds really nice.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. I definitely offered. I was like, I'll even pay double rent for it. But then
because at that point it's like a whole studio.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And if I did that, I would just be spending all my time in there anyways. You probably wouldn't ever see me. Just because I'm
except
in that
for this,
room.
we would just.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't come out of that room ever, just because I'd be working.
Yeah.
That's another thing. If I'm constantly surrounded by it, I'm constantly doing it.
Yeah.
So, like,
if you can just like
Pokemon.
Yeah,
shit.
that's how I am.
It's like,
hey,
the
good
second
morning.
that is out of my vision, I don't think about it. But if it's like in front of me, it's like, okay, I might as well just be doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I am too. That's what. Yeah, I would love a setup like that. Like I've always wanted to like have a desk, but then have a piano right underneath the desk.
Yeah.
So like I could just beat, and then like if I just feel like it, I could just go underneath and like play. But then when I'm done, I can just go up. Like I don't have to go to another room to play. It's just like right there, and yeah.
I want that. I want a standing desk. That would be ideal.
That'd be really nice.
You gave me your little desk chair, but I use that for like 5 minutes, and then I'll get tired of it. I'll just stand.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm usually sitting on the couch anyways to edit and stuff like that. So like standing when I'm doing Pokemon feels so nice.
Yeah.
But a standing desk would be cool for streaming as well. I do prefer to stand most of the time. But that's probably because I sit so much. So maybe if I'm standing more often, I'll be like, I need a seat.
Yeah, true. Just have to alternate.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point of a standing desk, right? They're just so expensive. And they're really heavy. They're super heavy. Or like a 3-way desk, if it was like a U around me.
Oh, that'd be cool, yeah.
That'd be nice. I need as much coverage as possible. Mostly so I could have Pokemon and everything else on separate desks around me. Yeah. Yeah, we can leave it there. I don't have anything else to say. Any news or anything. It's fun as always, of course. Next week will also be weird. I don't know if there'll probably be no game news because the industry is basically usually dead up until
I was gonna say,
the beginning of
it's
January.
holidays now, so everyone's just like, buy our games.
Yeah, games are out. There's no new games coming for a couple of weeks, pretty much. Maybe layoffs will happen, which will suck. So we might have something like that to talk about next week. I hope not. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get another Giga leak. That Insomniac leak's kind of insane. There wasn't a lot that came out of it newsworthy. Like, it wasn't like the GTA Giga leak where it was like terabytes of like game footage. It was like, these are files for like stuff that it's probably out of date by now, but
still,
it's just words on a page for the games that they're talking about could be canceled for all we know. They're talking about games up until like 2035.
Wow.
And it's like, okay, cool. Well, that's not a real year yet.
That's not even. The world could be over by then.
Right. That's not real. I think the one thing that was a takeaway was like, they're not planning on doing another Ratchet and Clank until 2029. That seems like a lot, but then you realize, oh, well, they're putting out a Spider-Man Venom game, and then they're doing a Wolverine game, and then they're apparently doing a multiplayer thing as well, which I think all of those will be canned. If there was like a couple of multiplayer games in those documents, those will be canned. 100%. Like the Naughty Dog, that's the big thing. Naughty Dog's Last of Us Factions, the multiplayer thing that we've been talking about for the last year, they fucking killed that shit. They killed it. It's official. They were like, hey, turns out if we wanted to make a live service game, we got to become a live service studio. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
It's like, no shit. Like, you can't. They had some magical plan of making a live service game that they weren't going to ever update because they were also going to be making their first player games. I don't know. Like, I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but...
Yeah, that's something you have to kind of, like, dedicate.
Right. You either switch the whole studio over to live service, and then eventually you make a second studio to house the live service, or you just don't make a live service game. You just continue doing what you're doing. I think the Insomniac things will get canceled, or if it'll be just a multiplayer mode.
Yeah.
What they're talking about is, I think it's called like Spider-Man Island or whatever in the comic books, but it's like everybody's a different Spider-Man, like the multiverse almost, but like yeah. I don't know. That also seems like it could be super boring. Like the
I was gonna say,
Avengers
what's
and stuff.
exciting about that? If everyone's Spider-Man,
right?
Nobody's Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. But the Wolverine game I'm excited for. A new Ratchet and Clank I'm excited for. They said a new IP is being worked on and is projected for 2031. And then they said another Spider-Man game in 2035.
Wow.
So that's what we're looking at right now for Insomniac. But it shows, like, I mean, a lot of people have said this now, but it shows that, hey, these games, the studio pumps out 3 games, you know, really fast. They did Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, and then Spider-Man 2 all real fast. That's not going to last forever.
Right.
And these gaps in between these games are getting bigger. The Venom game is like 2 years away is what they're saying. Wolverine might be 2026. And then Ratchet and Clank's 2029. And there might be a multiplayer Spider-Man game in the middle of all that.
Right.
And then we're talking 2031 for a new IP and stuff. Like, these games are getting bigger. They cost more money to make, and they take a lot longer to make. and it shows you like even you could be a studio pumping out game after game after game, but like it still takes a lot of time.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like even though it seems like all these games came out super fast, even though they're just like a year or two apart in between all of those, but it does not discount that each of those games still took 6 years to make. Like, I mean, Spider-Man 2 was a super fast development cycle comparatively. Like, Spider-Man 1 to Miles Morales to 2 is like a super fast development.
Yeah.
I mean, Spider-Man 1 was 2017, I want to say. And then Miles Morales was 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. 2019 sounds right. And then, 2023 is Spider-Man 2. And then you have a Ratchet and Clank in the 2020. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. And they did DLC for Spider-Man and Miles Morales. And doing DLC for Spider-Man 2.
Right. Yeah, they were pumping them out.
They're pumping them out. And they're still they're, like I said, they have a Venom game planned for 2 years from now, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And a Wolverine game. So, like, now that I say that, like, they're still pumping it out. Like, these... But... I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah. There's stuff to look forward to, but it's a lot of words on paper, so who knows what form they will take, especially or if they will ever take at all.
No, they've been leaked. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Might change it all up.
Yeah, there's no dates behind when these were written either, so, like, in some cases, these documents are talking about, like, Spider-Man 2 is not out yet kind of stuff. And
yeah, so this could all be...
This will all be old stuff.
Right.
But, like, Slack messages and stuff got leaked as well, and yeah, that's a bummer. And it's always shitty, you know? Like, that's people's safety. It always sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the ESA, the E3 people leaked all of the journalist information on accident. I think 2019, the last E3 they had. All of the ESA like personal data got leaked and from like the website or something like that.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
And then every single journalist you could imagine was getting death threats and shit because they gave a poor review to somebody's favorite game 3 years ago or whatever.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
which is crazy.
That shit's scary.
Like, it's just a game.
Right. I mean, Spider-Man was famous for the Puddlegate incident where, like, people were sending death threats over how the puddle textures looked and stuff like that in the Spider-Man game in the first one. It's like, what the fuck, people? So, I mean, personal data for game developers is always scary. I always feel for that because they get so much disgusting shit thrown their way for just doing the job.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
I'd imagine, like, going into work and not being able to trust anything. Like, any messages you send and the thought of sending, like, files back and forth to each other like you normally would in a work scenario, like, you have to think twice now. You have to think 3 times now. Like,
yeah.
Stuff like, watch what you say, and now everybody speaking in code words for everything in Slack messages, like stuff like that, like not letting the developers feel like they're developers and kind of like locking them down into like,
right.
Yeah, it's rough. That's real rough. I don't know what you do in that scenario.
Yeah, like you're in the Secret Service or something, but you're just making a video game.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, all these people are signing NDAs and trying to be secretive. Nobody wants their stuff to be spoiled. Mm-hmm. Like, they want to be there to show it off to you and show the amazing work that they've created. And, like, shit like this rips it away from them. And it's kind of a bummer. like, I love leaks. I love reporting on leaks. It's definitely exciting. I love reveals and stuff like that. But it's just like when Jeff Keighley announces every single game that's going to show up at one of his conferences, it's kind of like, well, that takes the fucking fun out of it.
It's like, well, now I don't have to watch it. Thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel that on a certain level. I mean, like, the GTA 6 thing leaking the day beforehand, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a moment that all of those people that have been working their ass off for years have been building up to have this moment together, and they just get ripped away from them.
Right.
And then...
Yeah, you know, you want to have that, like, everyone standing around the TV, and
right.
they air it for the first time, and you do the cheers,
and that was... they already had a Giga Leak, too. Like, they had... The GTA 6 Rockstar leak is one of the biggest leaks in video game history.
Yeah.
Next, like, the Nintendo Giga Leak is insane. That was, like, terabytes upon terabytes of old files from, like, all the way back to the 80s and stuff like that. But, I mean, GTA 6 was hundreds of gigabytes of footage and stuff like that, and alpha gameplay. It's like crazy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's insane. It's always rough. And it sucks. I don't have like a moral stance of like if you should report on it or not. That's kind of like the discussion of the industry right now is like, is it responsible to be reporting on this kind of stuff? Like, is it responsible to talk about it like it's news because these people committed a crime and are selling people's personal data on the dark web and stuff like that? And like, yes, I get that there's all it's scary and shit, but yes, it definitely I do think it deserves to be talked about for sure.
Yeah, you still need to let the people know that it's happening. You don't necessarily have to delve into the details, but be like, hey,
right. Yeah, you saw a lot of
watch out.
Yeah, you saw a lot of people take, like, super heated stances on, like, the morality of it, a couple days ago. Where, like, Kind of Funny was the big one. I 100% support their decision to do it, of, like, hey, we're not going to report on this, we're not going to talk about this, instead we're going to talk about on the ways that this shit affects people. And... great, we definitely need that. We need, I mean, that's a whole another half of it that people aren't reporting on, so we do need that.
Yeah, for sure.
People are just reporting on the facts of the shit happening, but nobody's reporting on, like, the mental toll that these developers are going through. I mean, legally, they might not even be able to say what they're going through right now for security reasons.
That's true, yeah.
So, like, yeah, you know, like, people need to talk about that shit too. Like, taking a moral stance as a viewer to say, like, oh, I hate these people that are reporting on it, or I hate these people that are not reporting on it, and that's kind of too much. And that goes to the same side of, like, people sending death threats for video games and stuff like I'm putting those people in the same camp now. Like, taking some... yeah, I don't know. There's not a good way to talk about it either. It's like yeah, these games are fun, you know. Games are supposed to be fun. Talking about video games is fun. This year has seen a lot of shit that's not so fun. There's been almost 10,000 layoffs in the industry and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's rough.
It's real rough, and I mean, every year has layoffs. This is definitely a year to remember for sure, and how many layoffs there were. That being said, like, I don't know. This was also a great year for games. There was a lot of good games that came out, a lot of good to be had. There is a dark cloud on the industry right now because of the layoffs and because of leaks like this happening and people not being able to trust anyone and stuff like that. And that's a bummer. everything will get better. Everything will be happier and stuff like that. I think the industry, is going to bounce back, inevitably, but people need to be nice to each other. So that's like the big thing. Is like, I talk a lot of shit, but it comes from a place of love. Never from a place of hate. Especially when it comes to this industry, like the video games industry. I don't know. It's just important to know that all these are people.
Yeah.
It's just people going through this shit, and people just trying to do their thing. I mean, it just takes somebody bad to fuck up somebody's day, or fuck up the whole company's day, It just takes one person. I don't know. Go hug your family for Christmas. Go talk to the people that you love most. The other thing, I don't want to... No, we can talk about it next week. I don't want to end on the note that I'm about to end that on. We'll talk about that next week. Go love your family. Go open some presents. Go say hi to a stranger. I don't know.
Yeah. Any stranger.
Yeah. What's that? There's like that food dude on Facebook that says go get your hair cut or whatever. Go get your hair cut. I need to go get my hair cut.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at my face. I was like, I look like a circle with my facial hair. So
yeah, you almost have that like coconut head haircut going on.
Yeah, I want that, but like the back of my hair is too long right now.
Too long.
I need to cut it like fully around.
Nice.
With that being said, we'll see you guys next week. It's been fun. It's been real. Thank you, Patrick, for being here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Scouts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. We love you guys.
Merry holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. It's been fun. It's been real. Peace out, Cub Scouts.